G'day mate, how's it going? It's your mate Benny Mac. I'm back in the Scar Model Garage, fellas. I hope you're all doing well, my friends. Well, today guys, I did manage to get some more spare time, so the clear coat on the 49 Merc is pretty much dried up now, so it's ready to get some salting done to it, fellas. I know I've mentioned in the last video I'd do a quick video for you and just show you how I go about it. I know Dr. Cranky and everyone else has done it before, but I'm just doing it for something to do, fellas. Sometimes people like seeing it from someone else's perspective, so. But got a pretty basic setup here, guys. Just an old box from a kit and just a bag of salt. Basically, this is a mixture of rock salt, table salt, cooking salt, and a little bit of bicarb soda. Pretty much what I learned from the doc. And then I just got myself a little squirty bottle that I pinched from the missus, fellas. So I just use that with the water to apply it to the body. But anyway guys, I'll break this up into a few different videos. I'll have to wait for all this to dry and then I'll set up in the spray booth and we'll do the next step, and I'll try and fit it all into one video. So alright guys, without any further ado, we'll get into it, eh? So here's the 49 Merc body, guys. Pretty much rusted up exactly the way I showed you in the last tutorial, and yeah, gave it a clear of that white night clear. And I was going to give it a wet sand this morning, fellas, but I don't think it really needs it. It helps to give it a little bit of texture anyway, I reckon. But all I'm going to do, guys, take my squirty bottle, have it set on a nice fine mist. I'll just move my bag of salt while I spray that. So we'll just give that a try not to get water all over my bench here, fellas. So giving that a pretty good going over, guys. Now all we're going to do now is just grab our bag of salt, and it's pretty basic, guys. Just grab it and start sprinkling it on. So you got to remember, fellas, we're actually using the salt as a mask. So everywhere there is salt is where we're going to see that rust pattern come back through again later once we rub the salt off. So I don't know how heavy you want to go, fellas. I'm being still pretty new to the process. I like going pretty heavy on my first one, just, you know, because you can always do it 3 or 4 times if you want. I just like to start heavy. I think with a fair bit of rust showing through looks pretty cool. So you just want to go around the whole body, guys. Sorry, I should be doing this in the other hand for you. And as you can see, it's pretty messy. That's why the box comes in handy, guys. When you're finished, you can just tip it all back into the bag. So that's probably just a personal preference, fellas, how much salt you want to use. Like if you watch CT's latest video, you know, he didn't put hardly any as much on as I am now. But if you just want that few little salt chips here and there, and that's what you're after, that's fine. But like I say, guys, I'm still pretty new to it, so I go pretty heavy the first time. I have to spray a bit of water on there. Sorry if I'm not on in shot, fellas. It's a bit hard of an angle to get to on that. So as you can see, the salt sticks pretty well once you get the water all over the body. But that's pretty much it, fellas. I'll leave it there, and once that dries up, I'll come back and show you the result of that. And hopefully I'll be in the spray booth and we'll start putting some colours on it. So, alright fellas, see you in the next video. Alrighty fellas, here we are in the spray booth. It's been 2 or 3 hours later, fellas. I let that sit in front of the aircon for a while. I actually had to redo it because I cut so much off the body. The Tamiya paint holder stand only just holds the body, and I bumped it walking out to put it in front of the aircon the first time, and all the salt fell off it. So I just gave it a rinse over with the tap, guys, and let it dry and did it all over again. I probably didn't put as much. I still put a fair bit on it, as you can see, guys, but like I said, I'm going to do another round of it next time, so that'll cover a bit more of the rust up if there's too much showing. But anyway, fellas, I'm going to go the same colour as the zombie rake. This Mr. or hobby colour purple. I've still got a fair bit left, and I figure why not, it'll match in. You probably won't see much of it once I'm finished anyway. And I'm going to be using my Iwata Revolution CR today, fellas. Really like this airbrush. It's pretty much the only airbrush that I use now. Runs a 0.5mm tip, and that sort of meets all my needs. And I thinned that down with Tamiya X20A, guys, just to get it to the right consistency for the airbrush. It was probably about 2 to 1, 2 parts paint to 1 part thinner. So that's about it, fellas. I'm going to be running the airbrush probably about 18 psi, 20 psi, a little bit light to start with, just so I'm not going to blow too much of the salt off. But yeah, that's about it, fellas. So let's get into it. I'm going to flick the air compressor on here in the spray booth. So I think Mr. DJ needs to put some music on. There we go. Alright, fellas, let's do it. I just want to start with a nice light coat just to sort of seal that in and not blow too much salt off. Pretty much all we're going to do, fellas, just lightly build up that paint. So speed her up here on the editor, fellas, and put some music on, so sit back and relax while I just get the rest of this paint on, and come back when we're finished. Alrighty guys, as you can see, got a pretty good layer of paint on there. I like to get, probably went a bit heavy handed, but I like to make sure that I get a good coat on there where it's gonna stick. And so that's about it there, fellas. I'll let that dry for another hour or so and probably go out and hit it with the hairdryer. I might speed it up, and probably meet you at the sink, and we'll get it with a toothbrush and we'll see what it looks like, fellas. See you at the sink. Okay guys, it's a couple hours later. I've let that acrylic dry. It's the beauty about working with acrylics, guys, it dries really quick and it's really easy to work with. So alright fellas, well, set up here in the bathroom sink, and basically all we have to do, fellas, now with the salt, you can start just with your hands. You can see there it rubs off pretty easily. And then once you get all the majority big chunks off with your fingers, guys, you can grab the toothbrush and just give it a bit of a hit. I've just got an old toothbrush here, guys. And you can see all the salt coming off, landing in the sink. But I'll just give this a quick rub off for another few minutes, guys, and then I just like to give it a quick rinse with some water just to get all that last bit of salt off. And I'll meet you back in the Scar Model Garage, fellas, and I'll show you the final outcome. Alright fellas, so there we go. That's pretty much how I do it. I reckon it comes out looking pretty cool. Like I mentioned, I just gave that a quick rinse with some water just to get the rest of that salt off. It's a bit hard to get it off in all these little nooks and crannies sometimes, and just getting it wet again sort of helps dissolve it and get it off. And I've also done it on the little fuel drums that are going in the back, fellas. I did a bit of pretty much exactly the same as what I did on the body, but I just used the Vallejo model color silver for those, and yeah, it's a really nice color, guys. But I'm still going to do another round on both of these using some military colors to go in tie in with a Merc tank paint job. So, but pretty much it's just repeat the same process, guys, and do a different colour. So, but that's about it, my friends. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I had fun today doing it and shooting a little video, and try and do more tutorials like this if I can get the chance, fellas. So, alright guys, it's your mate Benny Mac saying have yourself a good day, night, wherever you're from. Catch you later, mate.